Hello there. Funny old thing, but one of the arguments made by Remainers was that any export trade UK business lost as a result of Brexit would be lost forever. Firstly, please subscribe and like this video to give my channel a boost, and I'm always uploading new content, so please do check back daily. I still remember being lectured by Remainers saying that if Brexit went ahead, our exporters would be prevented from selling into the EU single market and that no one else in the world would buy the stuff instead. Our business would be doomed, they wailed. Well, it turns out that since the 2016 EU referendum, business has been looking elsewhere and has successfully moved some business out of the European Union. In fact, £10 billion worth has been shifted by micro and small businesses. This comes from a report by Aston University out today, and the university says, as a new round of trade negotiations between the UK and the 27-member bloc resume this week following fractious comments on both sides, new research from Aston University provides the first firm-level evidence that UK businesses are actively switching exports from EU markets to the Commonwealth, BRICS and other developed economies. And it went on to say that UK firms were defying gravity by selling into markets further away from us than our EU neighbours. This is a reference to the gravity economic modelling that pushes out negative projections for us trading outside the EU, and the fact that our companies have been doing this successfully had important implications for the UK's future prosperity, which should influence how government supports smaller exporting firms, particularly as the economic fallout of the COVID-19 crisis becomes clearer. It also says that it's the smallest firms that have been leading this charge. And in fact, while they've been diverting exports away from the EU, larger UK companies seem to have then been stepping in to fill the gaps. The study analysed 340,000 export transactions by 26,000 UK firms over 5 years, and the researchers found that the smallest micro exporters had switched as much as 46% of their new export growth by value from EU to non-EU markets since the Brexit referendum of 2016, while for small firms this figure was 19%. The value of this trade was £10.45 billion per year. And the report says that this trade would normally have been destined for the European Union. Jean Du, Professor of Economics at Aston Business School, said, "This evidence suggests that UK exporters are jumping before they're pushed, finding alternative markets worldwide for their products even before we know the outcome of the current UK-EU trade negotiations and any potential new barriers. They also seem to be defying conventional theories of trade gravity, preferring to direct their trade flows towards Commonwealth countries where the UK may still have historical linkages, or emerging economies where future growth potential could offset some of the higher costs of trading. Of course, we will need to see whether these patterns still hold true in the aftermath of the COVID-19 crisis, which has focused minds on some of the vulnerabilities of long-distance supply chains." Professor Du also said that there would be risks involved in diversifying outside the EU, such as higher transport costs, unfamiliar bureaucracy, currency risks and credit risks. Overcoming these risks calls for focused policy support, she said. The government and its trade-promoting agencies need to provide guidance on strategies for adapting to these new trade destinations. They need also to ease export admin and stimulate financial support, risk management and education in strategic marketing. Interestingly, these actions are those that were undertaken by countries like Japan and South Korea in their successful export-led growth from the 1960s onwards. Now, this move in business is being touted as a sort of negative by saying that UK companies are jumping out of the EU before they're pushed because of the lack of a good trade deal. But for me, it shows UK business acumen at work and the real strong green shoots of a proper UK global business revival. And the pandemic will not last forever, so with careful thought and building in that risk factor, we can still be successful and build a global Britain without being tied to the EU market that only represents 8 to 10% of the world's population. Opportunity awaits. Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell, or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it. So what do you think about this export revival? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. And thank you very much for watching.